How's it, guys? So I'm sure, as you guys have seen or already know, we sold our Hilux last year after our Botswana trip, and we bought this Landcruiser 76 series. We've just done a trip into Botswana now. We've done Moremi, Kwa, and then Maharihari Pans. We did Kumaga side. We didn't actually go to the Pans, and now we've ended our trip and we're at Kama, sorry. So I'd just like to run through what we've done to the cruiser in order to get it ready for this trip. It's not exactly ready, but you know, it did very well to our standards. So first, actually, we've got a St. Louis beer, St. Louis. So I'm going to crack that open. Nice Botswana beer. Last night's in Botswana, so cheers to Botswana. It was a very, very good trip. We enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so in the front of the cruiser we have ARB Bullbar. It is a second-hand Bullbar, it's not new. As you can see, the badge is gone here, and there's replacement fog lights. We actually want to get an Onka Bullbar and put an Onka on the front here, but we decided to just go with what we could find and with what our budget was at the time, because these new are ridiculous. So we actually found quite a decent second-hand one. It's unfortunately been, like, I wouldn't say raptor coated, but I don't know what's stone chipped, I think it's called. So it's got sort of quite a hard texture on it, but it feels quite good and it looks quite nice, and no scratches or anything from the bush, so that's quite good. Then we've spray painted our grille matte black, left the Toyota badge chrome. We tried to do a full chrome delete on this cruiser, just because I don't really like it too much. We decided to only leave that chrome for now. Moving on to the side over here, we've got branch deflectors that we've put on, and they're supposed to connect to your actual roof rack that you have, but we don't have a roof rack, so we've connected it to our tent and then straight to the Bullbar. We just put it on for this Botswana trip to see if they would work. I think the angle of them is quite narrow. I think they'd have to be out a bit more, but it hits the top of the snorkel, so we're just going to play around with these. I quite like them for the look and for what they do in the bush, so we're going to play around with these and just see what angle is good. And then, as you can see, all our fender flares, they were originally white and bits of grey, I think, on the sort of fronts of them. These we have also spray painted black. I think in the future we'll probably end up raptor coating these, because there's quite a lot of stone chips on them already, especially on the back wheels. There's quite a lot of stone chips on those, so I'll show you that shortly. So all four of our fender flares we've done black, which looks hell of a good with the cruiser, having everything black. Tire wise, we have gone for a 285/75/16, which is like a 32 point something inch, so it's just under 33 inch, but it's considered a 33 inch tire. We've stuck with the 16 inch rims and went for steel black rims, just because they're more durable, and if something happens you can beat them back into shape and they're not going to crack like alloy rims and you can't fix them. At least these you can fix them if push comes to shove, especially in Africa. You can always find a welder, you can always find a hammer, so you're quite safe with these. So we decided to go with these steel rims, actually quite cheap, didn't cost us too much. And then back to the tires, we went with Weslake radial MT mud terrain tires. They were also in our budget. They're not badly priced at all, and we really think they have done very well this trip. We've done about 4,500 kilometers by the end of this trip, and these tires have done really, really well. There's very limited road noise. I think our exhaust is louder than the tires, but yeah, maybe if you have a stock standard exhaust you'd hear these tires a little bit. But so far they're actually quite quiet, very comfortable, and you feel quite safe driving in the bush with these. They've got quite a strong sidewall, quite a good tread pattern, as you can see over there. I mean, that's some chunky tread. And then as for suspension goes, I don't think we'd get the GoPro in there too well. It looks stock standard, but we'll show them the back. So as for suspension, we've got EFS Elite shocks in here with an EFS Extreme steering damper. They've actually been extremely comfortable this trip. We've enjoyed them a lot, and I think we'll probably stick with the EFS brand. They seem to treat everyone quite well, and they are also quite a good value for money suspension. So we haven't gone for the front coil upgrade on the EFS. So as you can see, the Bullbar is pulling the vehicle down slightly, but not too much. So we do need to change the front coils to EFS coils that are compatible for a Bullbar and a winch and stuff, which we're still going to fit the winch. Okay, then moving over, obviously our side mirrors we have spray painted black, chrome delete on that, stock standard air intake, higher air intake. It's not actually a proper snorkel, it's not a sealed unit, so we are going to change that in the future and get a proper safari snorkel on here. But for now, we didn't do any water crossings that were that deep, so this worked perfectly. Not going to take you guys on the interior, it's pretty stock standard. We've got a GPS, a phone holder, that's it. It's all stock standard. So we're still working on the interior, a lot to do on the interior, but we'll get that at another stage. So yeah, we've explained all that. Okay, as you can see, it looks like we have a rear bumper here, but we actually don't. This here was silver, and after we spray painted the fender flares and the mirrors, that there was left like a sort of silver color, and we didn't really like that, so we took it apart and we actually sprayed painted that black. But we left out this middle section of the bumper, which is still chrome. We didn't spray paint that. No odd reason, I think we just ran out of time, and this was actually quite a long time ago. But we are going to be changing this to a proper steel bumper with dual tire swing arms at the back. So it's just temporary and it looks nice as is, so we've left it as that. Here on our spare wheel we obviously have our Frontrunner bra. Sorry, I missed that. Frontrunner bra, it's been very good. One thing I wish that these bras could do is lower or higher, because sometimes you just don't have enough heat or just don't have enough coal, and you'd like to get your bra a little bit lower. But it works perfectly, especially out here in the bush. You have quite a lot of wood to use, so we may do, and it works quite well. It does get very dusty. I know a lot of people have asked us on Instagram, how do we clean it and stuff. There is obviously a special cleaner that you can get for it, not from Frontrunner, but you can get a proper bra cleaner to clean this off. But I just use a wire brush, scrape it all off. I obviously haven't scraped it off from the last night. We're on our way home now, so we're not going to eat off it. And then obviously onion over the top, and it's good to go. So, and before you bra on these, make sure you actually burn it with the fire a little bit before putting your meat on, because obviously it's painted or spray painted or powder coated, this sort of silver color, so you don't want to have that in your food. We noticed that on our first night last year here at Karma, that you need to actually burn this up a little bit to get a little bit of the paint off. Okay, so that's that side. Okay, coming into the back of the vehicle, I'm going to start on the inside door here. We have a drop down table that we made ourselves. We had a bit of time on the one weekend, and I'm always quite keen to try out things myself. I don't have all the right tools, but at least try, and yeah, at the end of the day it does save you money, and it makes it sort of more yours. It makes it feel a bit more home. So we made this drop down table out of wood. We burnt it with a blowtorch to give it this sort of burnt look. I think it's such a typical Africa look. You know, you walk into all the lodges and you see this sort of nice look everywhere, so that's the look that we went for. And then obviously a clear coat of varnish on the other side. 2 latches, you open it. I've got holding it on the sides here, this is actually cattle dehorning wire, so it's not the proper thing to use, but it works quite well, and I know this stuff is very tough, so I had a few extra lengths of it, so I just put it on here and it works quite well. Inside here you can see that we have made a sort of spice cabinet, tea bag cabinet, and all sorts over here. Unfortunately my measurements were slightly wrong, so we have to buy a small pepper, a small salt, a small everything to fit in here, but you know what, we've made it do. It's not like you need a 1 kg pepper to go and camp, so a small little pepper like this and a salt like that will be perfect for 3-4 weeks of camping. So a lot of recommendations of Instagram as people ask me to put a bungee cord here so things don't fall out, and you know, if it's well packed like this, nice and tight, it actually doesn't move whatsoever. So we've just sort of left it. I actually have drilled the holes in here, and yeah, we've actually just left it, so that works perfectly. That's our drop down table. Okay, in the back of the cruiser we have a Frontrunner drawer system. We picked this up from Safaricom for half the price of them new. Sorry, there's a flower bothering me. This is a brand new drawer system, and we picked it up for pretty much 50% of what it costs new, so that was quite nice. It's obviously double drawer. This side over here we keep all our food. As you can see, we're running very short because we pretty much going through the border tomorrow, so we've got to eat all our stuff that we have left that we can't take through, so we keep all our food on this side. Obviously there's bits and bobs stuffed in here at the moment, but this is mainly food, coffee, canned food, everything you can think of, food, dry food, everything. On this side here we have, okay, there's tablecloths and everything at the moment, but we have our cooker that stays in here, our kettle, our sat phone. Just one thing, if you do come into these remote places, especially Botswana, Zim, Namibia, definitely rent yourself a sat phone from Sat for Rent. Yeah, really does save you. Last year we used it on our breakdown, and if we didn't have it we'd probably still be at Narpan. So definitely rent yourself one if you're coming here for a long time, especially if you're going to a place where there's no signal. Get yourself a sat phone, it's very handy. So yeah, that stays in here. A few straps, vacuum cleaner to clean out, usually a blower, all that sort of stuff stays in here. So it's just odds and ends to make camping a bit easier. Over here we have a Flex 65 litre upright fridge. We picked this up from a fellow overlander down in the Hillcrest area just past us. He was selling it and it was still in quite good condition, so we actually bought it to test it out because we really wanted an upright fridge. We don't want to have to pull everything out and, you know, battle with fridge slides and tilting fridge slides, and especially, you know, when your fridge is full, for Alicia's sake, you know, can't lift it up because they're so heavy. So went for upright fridge just to make life easier. So again, our food is running out in here, so this is what the inside looks like. You've got a small deep freezer compartment there, got a beer and tonic water chilling there. The freezer is quite good. We actually fit probably about a week and a half's worth of food in there. We're definitely going to look at getting a bigger freezer in the future and just keeping this as a fridge, because everything that you need for 3 weeks of camping in a fridge can fit in here. And remember, you don't have to take with absolutely everything. I mean, we are quite simple people, so we take with not the bare minimum, but what we're comfortable with. So yeah, it works for us. Might not work for you, but it works for us. Okay, on this side of the fridge we've got 3 of these sort of ammo boxes, if you could call them that. We just picked them up at a plastic shop. At the bottom here I've got a whole bunch of tools and spares that we need. In the center here, all our electric things, so batteries, all our cables, torches, lights, citronella candles, everything for night time. At the top here we have all our cutlery, so knives, forks, plates, bowls, and cups, coffee mugs over there. And then on the top we have our EcoFlow River 2, which is at the moment powering our fridge. Oh, excuse me. At the moment powering our fridge. We're definitely going to be upgrading this. It does not run the fridge through the night. At about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning it actually gets flat and our fridge turns off. So we had an alternative, and that is to plug the fridge straight into the cruiser, where you can see I have a Hella socket on the side there, and that goes straight to the cruiser battery to charge the fridge a bit. But then again, we learned that I think it's called the isolator or the solenoid, smart solenoid, doesn't actually work, so it actually made our cruiser battery flat. I think it's called that, but it's a thing that doesn't drain your battery, in simple man terms. Okay, on the side over here we have our gas bottle that is strapped down to the bottom of our drawer system. Behind the gas bottle we have all our washing up stuff, for washing dishes, washing clothes, a basin, all that sort of stuff. And underneath that we have a water pump connected to our 60 litre Safari water tank, which is an upright, it's not an upright water tank, it's a roof rack water tank that we bought last minute. There's it there at the back. We're definitely going to change that. It takes up too much space, so we've strapped it on the back of the fridge in these boxes, ran it down to the pump, and then via this hose here we have water and some pressure, so it makes it quite easy to not go to the pollution block to wash your dishes and stuff. You can just literally wash them right next to your vehicle where you're comfortable with. Okay, on this side here we have our ground sheet that sort of just stays on the side over here. We actually had it in front with us for most of the trip, just because we were obviously fully packed on the way up to Bots. So a lot of the space that you see that's empty now was actually packed with things. On the side of the drawer system, you can see we have another 3 ammo boxes that's full of 10 pegs, some more spares at the bottom, and then a sort of jet boil gas heater for our coffee kettle, all that sort of stuff. And then obviously the cruiser has a side compartment here to keep your jack, tow rope, jumper cables, tire plugs, all that. So it's quite a nice big compartment on the side there that we can fit quite a bit of stuff in. So yeah, that's the back of the cruiser. Okay, and then on the sides of the cruiser we have, I think it's a 2.5 meter or 2.1 meter pull-out awning. It's an Ironman awning. It's quite a nice awning. It's a very nice awning to start with. So if you're looking to start overlanding, definitely this or the Frontrunner pull-out awning, definitely nice. We're definitely going to change it when we have time and obviously money to do it, to get a bigger awning, one of those 180-degree ostrich wings or 270 awning. We're just going to sort of see what changes that we're going to make, what we're going to get. So this is the awning that we've been using for 3-4 years, around there. Also again picked it up with a shower cube for next to nothing, second hand, and it was pretty much brand new, and we've literally used it. It's been perfect. Fortunately the one day wind smacked it a little bit, so a few broken poles and stuff, but we managed to get that all repaired. Okay, on the top we have Frontrunner load bars. We have 3 load bars going across the top of the cruiser. These load bars are holding up our tent and obviously awning and our shower cube on the other side, which I'll show you. We have a spade mounted on the side of our tent. It's just, I didn't even know where we bought the spade, but it's a small enough spade for us, so we've mounted that. On the top of the tent we have Max tracks. We bought Campsberg Max tracks. They were off take a lot for about $2,000, I think. So yeah, we can't justify paying 8,000 bucks for a set of Max tracks. I mean, it's just plastic board. So we bought those. We haven't had to use them. It's just for in case. I know it's peace of mind, but hopefully soon we get a winch on the cruiser, and then, you know, that's sort of, how can I put it, not last resort, but you don't have to worry if those don't work or if those break. You've got a winch. Okay, so on this side we have a shower cube. On this side we also have an Ironman shower cube. We picked this up with the awning. Very, very nice shower cube. I'll do another video sometime of the shower cube and awning opened. We often, especially in wild camps, we open this shower cube. We put our ladder on the inside of the shower cube after we've showered, and that just allows us to get undressed and changed from when we come out the tent, and it's nice and closed off. On this side here we have a high lift jack, obviously all in pieces. We've just got the bar here. I did have it all together, but I was quite worried that it was going to fall off and hit the windscreen, because obviously I just mounted it myself. So I've just got the high lift jack bar. Everything else is stored under the seat in the cruiser. Over here on the side of the tent we have our axe, which comes in quite handy. So if you do overland through Africa, definitely get yourself a handy axe. It works brilliantly. And then yeah, on the top of the cruiser we have a Alucab LT-50 lightweight rooftop tent. It has worked wonders for us for the past also 3-4 years now. We bought it brand new, and we were actually in a bit of a rush when we bought it. It was just before our Kruger trip and there was no tents available, and it was last minute decision, and we had the money and we were like, no, we need to buy a tent now. So we ended up settling for this Alucab. We may have gone a bit too small, we think. We've learned that now in Botswana. It's a little bit narrow inside. Length also, I'm quite a tall person and my feet sort of touch the one end, my head touches the other end, so it's a little bit too short for me. So we're definitely going to be looking at alternative tents, but for a beginner it is a great tent to start with. I definitely recommend it. If you're a weekend person or go away for 2 weeks, So one thing we like, so before this we had a Easy On Jazz tent, and we did Lesotho in that tent, and that was an absolute mission. And I think we used the tent twice and we were like, no, we can't battle. So the nice thing about this tent is it literally just pops up like that. Pop up. Bring your elastic down. This here is obviously to pull to close it. This here just we fling on the top of the roof. And yeah, pretty much it's done. You do get a rain sheet for this tent that hooks onto the Velcro, and it has legs here, but yeah, middle of winter you don't really need a rain sheet. And this is the inside of the tent. So obviously both, all three windows are open at the moment. And the nice thing, it only weighs about 47 kg, so that's quite nice. On that side of the tent we have a solar panel. It's a 100-watt solar panel that charges our EcoFlow, and then obviously our Max Tracks. And that space between there we usually pack wood and tie wood up there, and it seems to work. Obviously you can't have your tent open with the wood on, otherwise it's just too much weight. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on the cruiser. So we really hope you guys enjoyed having a look at what we've done to our cruiser. It's not like a lot of the people who just throw 300,000-400,000 rand at their cruiser. We've actually done it on a budget. I mean, we are very, very young still. We only 24, 25 years old. So for us to own this vehicle even is real treat and luxury. So we're very, very glad we have gotten it. We got a very good deal on it. And oh yeah, another thing, we have a free flow exhaust on it. So we have a power flow 76mm exhaust on it. I forgot to mention that. So excuse the mess at the moment. So with the exhaust, let me actually just show you. With the exhaust we did I don't even know if we'll be able to see it from this side. You can sort of just see it over there. So it's literally a straight pipe. There's absolutely nothing, and then it dumps right there before the diff. So we did that because another thing we forgot to mention is our cruiser has airbags. So we have rear airbags which came with the cruiser, and we were quite nervous of putting a big exhaust right by the airbag. Now it does have a small guard there, but we just didn't want to test it, so we put the exhaust and dumped it before the diff, or yeah, before the diff, and it's worked quite well. Very, very loud, very obnoxious. Yeah, you're only young once and you only drive a cruiser once, I guess, so very, very nice. So yeah, I'll show you in another video of what it does sound like, but it sounds very nice when you start it. It does sound like a machine. It's not too cold now. So yeah, I think that's everything. I've probably missed one or two things, but they probably weren't too serious, but that's everything that we've done with the cruiser. So yeah, there's obviously a lot more coming to it. I think we're going to change our whole tent system, and yeah, pretty much our tent awning system. I think we're going to change water tank, geyser. EcoFlow. Alicia wants a geyser. I don't think so, but needs a geyser. So yeah, you know, in the future what we definitely have thought of when we have the capital is to take everything off the top, sell it all, go straight to Alucab and get the Thor conversion, where they cut the roof off and they actually put the Thor conversion on here, and then get Alucab shower cube awning, take out the back seats, and you know, just redo the whole back of the cruiser. I think that's where we're going to end up probably in a couple years time. But yeah, to have 140 grand spare right now to do that is a lot of money. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and really hope you enjoyed this video, and please go have a look and watch our YouTube video for Botswana, Kwa. We're also going to make one on the Termite Mount guest house that we've just come from. So yeah, enjoy all the videos to come, and please like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Facebook. So yeah, thank you guys, and cheers from Kamarana Sanctuary.